Make sure this browser is turned off, and I don't think you guys can hear it anyway. But either way, let me just make sure I don't hear it super double audio. But what's going on, folks? Welcome to the latest episode of the Sim Standard Podcast with myself, SimFBallCritic, and my good brother Smitty, and of course AzureEffect here in spirit. Looks like we live, but it ain't showing in my browser yet. So give me a second, guys, just to make sure. There it is. There it is. So we live. What's
Yep,
going
it's
on,
live.
folks? What's everybody doing? What's everybody up to? Hope everybody's excited about football. So y'all know, as you can see with the hat, we're gonna talk about football first. Like we always do. It's football season. Y'all know every time there's football season, Smitty and I we usually talk about our respective teams, how we're feeling about them. So right now, I guess we'll just give our quick thoughts on what we think the teams might do preliminarily. And we don't know much. And then of course throughout the year, every week we'll come on and tell you how we felt about their last game or what have you. And of course, what we're going to talk about tonight, just to get that out of the way, you see it in the title. We definitely want to talk about NBA 2K, man. You know how people are feeling about it. I'm gonna have an interest, not an interesting perspective, but kind of it's just crazy to see all of the stuff that has come out about it, and that'll probably lead into the next topic, man. I kind of want to talk about my thoughts on the way the community approaches sports games as a whole. And I'll show you where I'm going with that. And then anything else, Smitty might want to talk about, and hopefully we can knock that out in about an hour, and we can open the phone queue up for you guys to call in. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it, Smitty. Man, how was your week? How you feeling about the Detroit Lions without really knowing much about them, without a normal
Yeah,
training camp in preseason, and anything
yeah,
else
I
you want to
know.
throw out there?
Yeah, no, I'm honestly, I'm thrown all the way off. I didn't even know that this was week one. Like, this is legit.
Yeah,
The season is it's just happening. So like,
it's crazy, right?
that threw me all the way off. So I'm not like really. I will say this. I mean, it's good to see that the spirits are high with the team. They're fired up. Um, Adrian Peterson. You know what I'm saying? Like that acquisition, man. Like, I mean, Duke can still run now. Don't get me wrong. Like he can still ball. So it's not like we got a premium player at a cheap price. So nice quality back. We'll see what he brings to the table. And even though one thing that I have seen is that people here usually complain about us having so much depth at certain positions, and it's like, yeah, but if you go during the course of the season, I mean, we've lost players like at various positions, and then we don't have depth. And I'm like, see, this is why we needed all those guys. You know what I'm saying? Because too many people get hurt, then players got to play out of position, and our performance is hindered in so many different ways. So and we've had that happen numerous times. So yeah, but I mean, everybody is looking. Everything seems to be on the up and up. But I mean, look, like what happened with last season, Patricia playing cover one the entire game long. Now look, you don't have Darius Slay no more. So you don't have. It's a shame we couldn't have kept him here, but I mean, from how defensively, how he spoke about Patricia and everything, and how things are ran, and even the same thing with Diggs, how he talked about, before he went when he went to Seattle, how he talked about how the coaching was. All of that matters, man. It's all going to play a part. So we got to see how it's going to actually pan out, because for the pet look, I mean, for the longest time, Detroit's it's always been is everything looks up and looks great on paper and before the games start. And we're always in these games, especially these recent years. We're always in these games. And then we end up losing these jokers. And it just whether it's some stupid penalties, and yeah, the refs have cost us games before, but once again, I don't know, man. I just really can't. I really can't call it. And yeah, I mean, I know we got my man out the draft. I can't think of his name right now. I haven't really been thinking about football or paying attention to football like that because I didn't think there was going to even be a season. So, like, I'm not even going to front. I have not paid attention like that. So, but yes, we do need to get serious on the defensive side. I know that Stafford could give us offense. Stafford and them boys, they can put points up. But we need defense. Consistent defense. Every game. We could have beat the freaking Chiefs last year. I'm not even gonna go through all last year's stuff. But the bottom line is that our defense needs to stand firm and hold tall. That's it. If we have that defense, we'll be able to get the job. I'll say that. We should be able to get the job done offensively. Okay. It's insult to injury enough with Madden being, it's lackluster to me. Madden is a lackluster game. It lacks a lot. Even for the good that it does have, it does lack tremendously to me. So I don't really have that whole football zest to really be like, yes, football time. Like, it's just like, okay, football's on, bet. Let's see what ends up happening. Hopefully something good comes of it. I'm just grateful to see that it's on. I didn't know it was even gonna happen. But but no, I don't have any specific outlook for what potentially ends up happening. I mean, let me see here. Oh, we play the Bears. Oh, we play the Bears Sunday at home. Okay.
That's a win.
All right. So no.
No disrespect to the Bears fans.
No,
I'm just saying I do
no.
not trust Mitchell Trubisky.
That's too much respect to the Lions, though. Okay.
Y'all got a little
Watch.
defense though. Y'all got
No,
some defense. Oh,
no.
y'all ain't
We're
got no
always
defense.
told that. We're always told that, right?
Oh
Then we actually
man.
play these games. Watch. Historically, watch this. Trubisky will ball out of his mind,
He gonna
Detroit,
throw for
right?
500.
Yeah, he'll go for 500,
Ah.
500. He'll throw for like 95%
Oh
accuracy. And
man.
watch. And then watch the next 3, 4, 5 weeks, he ain't gonna do squat. I'm telling you, this is what happens with the Detroit Lions. All of a sudden, we just don't know what time it is. Now, if they play differently, that would be a shocker to me. I mean, I'm
Oh
optimistic with
yeah,
them
y'all
boys,
did
but I
lose
don't know.
Slay. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he over there with Philly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who y'all
So
corners then? Oh, y'all
we
picked
got
up that boy,
we
right?
got that rookie, my
Yeah, yeah,
man
yeah,
from
yeah, yeah.
Ohio State.
I
I think
forget
he
his
was
name.
drafted.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we got him, but I mean, that's a rookie. That's an untested rookie, and he's going straight out there. Okay, like that's different. So even Slay got a little bit of grooming before he went out there when we picked him back then. So that's why I'm just saying, like, all right, but it's kind of like trial by fire. And I mean, if they're able to produce defensively, like I said, I have confidence that the offense will be able to get the job done as long as we can actually establish the run. If we have
Yeah.
not been able to do that at all, if they can actually establish the run, then they'll be able to do something. It doesn't matter who we have in the backfield. If our O line does not hold blocks and create those holes, it's not going to work. It don't matter who we have back there. So that's going to be the most critical thing for the offense to me, because passing game, we'll get the passes. That'll be nothing if we just get the run game. Like, we could have something potentially reminiscent of 2011, minus the receiving core being that lit, but we still would be able to do something if we can establish a legit run game, because we had that rushing attack along with the passing game. It was just open, it opened things opened up a lot more for us because we had both ways to attack you, and they were efficient and effective using who was that? Javid Best and Michaela Shore at the time. Like they both ran for over 500 yards a pop, at the end of the year. So that worked. Unfortunately we got beat in the playoffs, but still, like that was a good season. So it's like we haven't had that kind of rushing attack potency since then, regardless of who we plugged in. So that is something that has to drastically change if we expect, like, we have to see something different. And I can't put it all on, we just don't, the players by itself. It's like, how are these guys being coached up to do their jobs? If they're being coached up right, come on, scheme it up the right way, they'll be able to be effective out there. But no, man, that's all I got, man. That's all I got. So we'll see what hap- happens out here.
Yeah, man, I'm just happy to have football back. You guys will probably see me turn and look at the TV quite often tonight. Look, man, y'all know what I said on Terrible Towel Tuesday for the Steeler fans. And speaking of that, let me give a shout out to Odessa Hall for the donation, a follower. She's a viewer of Terrible Towel Tuesday, so I appreciate you coming through and doing that. Look, man, listen, the Steelers, I don't know. I would love to be a homer and sit here and say the Steelers gonna go 16-0, 19-0 and win the Super Bowl. But come on, man, it's not realistic. I saw people, shout outs to Dave Bryan from Steelers Depot. He posted, you know, the schedule and he said, "Where's the loss? What do you think the schedule is and where are the losses?" So I said, I say maybe 11-5. That's just me being optimistic. And then I saw a couple people reply back to me where the loss is at. Look, man, y'all got to listen. It's the NFL, right? And if I'm just thinking right off the top of the head, we could definitely lose to Baltimore. I think at best we split with them. But don't act like they might not beat us twice. I know we played Lamar Jackson well last year. We probably were the best team as far as containing him, but that don't mean nothing. It's reasonable to at least think it's a split. That's one loss. Is it not reasonable to think that the Cowboys could give us a problem? That could be a loss. Is it not reasonable to think that the Texans, it's teams that we got to play that it's reasonable to say they could win too. The Eagles. I mean, it's a lot of teams that we're playing that it could potentially, at the same time, we're playing a lot of teams that I think we should be able to win. I think we should be able to beat the Broncos. We almost did it, what was that, last year we played them? Yeah, I believe so, even without Ben, or it might have been the year that Ben was there and Xavier Grimble, who's no longer with us, fumbled when he was trying to be cute and running over the guy, fumbled through the end zone. That's the team that you think you'll be able to win. It's the home opener in week 2. We play the Giants on Monday night. You would think you could possibly win that game. I don't think the Giants are world beaters. You got to contain Saquon and but I don't know if their defense. But we don't know. All in all, we do not know what Ben Roethlisberger is going to show up, how he has recovered. We don't know any of that. We don't know any of that. So let's be modest. Do I think if we look at last year, can the Steelers win a couple more games? I think they can. But we got to wait and see. I'm not going to be that guy. We'll wait and see. We'll wait until about week 6. That's when I usually say, okay, I can kind of see what this team is. Then I'll give you my assessment. Other than that, man, like I said, I'm just happy that football is happening. 1 second, guys, as y'all see me turning around, let me get the game on here so I can take a peek at Mr. Mahomes and company and see how they gonna do their thing. I don't know if the game has started yet. Y'all let me know, man. When is kickoff? I don't think it's started yet. But anyway, other than that, like Smitty said, it is unfortunate that in this day and time, man, we don't have a football game that we can really feel like where we can replicate the situation. You know what I mean? It just really sucks. It really sucks. We'll leave it at that, man, because I want to dive into that, man, when we dive into the, the way the community approaches Madden and stuff, well, approaches sports games in general. So I will save my thoughts on Madden when we get there. Trying to think anything else I got to say, guys, before Smitty comes back, because I don't want him to not be a part of any of the topics. He may have just stepped away for a moment. Let me ask you guys in the chat, man, who y'all got? Who y'all got tonight? Who y'all got winning the game tonight? Y'all going with the Super Bowl champs, or you think Deshaun Watson and the boys got something for him? Let me get the game on here. Y'all bear with me for a hot second, man. Y'all know I'm using my IPTV. No more traditional cable for me, man. But I love what I got going on here. Let me find it. There we go. But yeah, who y'all got, man? Y'all got the Texans, the champs. Don't look like they about to kick off here in a moment. Big J.J. Watt, man. The crazy thing is, it's gonna be 3 Watts on one field, man, because we play them. And of course, for you guys that don't know, the Steelers have Derek Watt at fullback now, and T.J. Watt, obviously the youngest brother, and then you got big J.J. Watt there. Let me see what else, guys, I want to get into before Smitty comes back. I guess I would say this. I'm a little concerned about how the NFL is going to play out. What I really wanted to see and hear, even though I have headphones on, so I'm sure when Smitty talks, I'll take them off for a bit just to see what I hear. I want to see and hear how they're going to present it. I think it's going to, it's a lot easier with the NBA and the bubble. I've actually kind of gotten used to that format now, because it's a smaller space. You're capturing a basketball court and you got the virtual fans or whatever, but I find myself not even noticing. I'm not even paying attention to the crowd because of the way they presented that. I think they've done an outstanding job, not only with the bubble and keeping people healthy, but being able to present something that feels authentic. I'm a little concerned with the NFL for 2 reasons. How is it going to look? Maybe we get a taste of that tonight. Maybe we'll get a taste of that. Look, as you guys can see, I don't know if you guys are watching, the fans are spread out. So it might not be as bad, but it's how they present it, and, are the games going to continue? You have to remember, way more people, okay? When you consider the amount of people that's on the team, you got 46 players, or that might even be more now. I think you can carry more, if I remember correctly, on game day. So I know it's at least 46 that are dressed, right? You got the staff. You got the refs. A lot of people. And then for stadiums like, the Chiefs, where they are allowing, some teams are allowing X amount of people in the stadium. Is that one too many? Even though it looks like it's going to be social distance and all of that, is that one too many? You understand what I'm saying? I'm just a little concerned about it, man. Like I said, I'm concerned about how they're going to present it. And I'm also concerned with how, the health is going to hold up. Because, again, football is basketball is too, but football is really a in-your-face type of sport, especially the lineman, quarterback, every play, So we'll see. But, again, it's good to have it back, and I'm glad we're at this point where we're about to see a kickoff happen. But other than that, man, Smitty is back, guys, so I guess we could jump into a couple of these topics here. I'll ask Smitty, man, do you want to go directly to the 2K stuff, or do you just want to, kind of talk about the other topic I had as far as, how the community is approaching these sports titles?
Now, we could talk about the 2K stuff, and then that should roll into, everything else.
So guys, I'm going to throw it. I want to start off with Smitty, man, because we told you guys last week that, there was some conversation had between Smitty and good buddy Bills. Bills has actually been on the show. Y'all know him from First and Frame Rates. And, they had a little back and forth in regards to the shot meter. Not to rehash anything, but to lead it into this, since that point, I made a video, and funny thing is, I was pretty much a day late on my video saying, look, I like it where it's at. It takes a little practice, but of course, I showed where I was on rookie, and then I went to All Star, then I went to Superstar, then I went to Hall of Fame. I was able to get greens. It's a lot harder as you go up. And then, to be fair, somebody in the comments said, man, a lot of you guys keep showing videos of y'all just in the gym by yourself. Fair point. Because it is a little different when you playing, against the CPU, or if you playing a live game online and it's defense there, you do start thinking about it a little more. But it's still okay. But anyway, I want to throw it to Smitty because then fast forward from my video, hot fix was put in place. So already, they're kind of caving into feedback. So I know Smitty is going to touch on that. So I'm going to throw it to him first as well. What are your initial thoughts, Smitty, man, on 2K as it is presented right now on current gen, as well as how they are handling community feedback, or just things that you like and or hate about the game so far?
Well, I mean, I like the. Hold on, let me make sure my. Oh, okay. No, I like the game. I mean, the game. Look, just like we have said before, there's only so much that the game is honestly going to be able to do. Okay. There's only so much that the game is honestly going to be able to do as far as making it feel brands like a brand spanking new title. When it goes, because this is the end of the generation. You know what I'm saying? This is it. So when we're taking a look at what the game is offering us, there's only a little bit they could do here, a little bit here, a little bit there. They're going to touch it up. It's going to be a polished game. To me, this game is more of a polished up NFL. I mean, not NFL, excuse me. This is a polished up NBA 2K20. You know what I'm saying? And 2K20 was a good game. But this game is a little bit, it's more cleaner, it's more refined, a little bit more fleshed out. Now, did they go in depth with something? Somebody had tweeted me about it. Something they did in my league that they didn't even talk about. I can't think of. I'm gonna research it while we're on the line, on the call, on this show here, and I'm gonna talk. I definitely want to talk about it. But the thing about what they do in this game, there's something they have to do to try and make the game kind of pop, right? So the big deal, or I should say, well, at least to me, the biggest deal here was the shooting mechanic. And as we saw, and referencing Bills and everything too, how he initially was acting on the when it came to the demo, he was like, take it out the game, it's a problem, all that stuff. But the thing is, he warmed up to the game. He's cool with the way the game is. Now he plays with the shot meter off, so honestly, that wouldn't truly affect him. But when you hear as many people complaining about it, about the mechanic being there, as much as we've okay, there we go. Okay. I'm sorry, I just had something pop up here on my screen. I'm sorry, I'm just checking this stuff out. All right, but no, when it comes to people adapting them to these mechanics, that's what I'm trying to get at. There's always this hard time with doing that. But we always say we want things to be challenging, we want to see things be innovated, we want to see all those things happen. And it's like, here it is. This is a mechanic that's actually brought in with that shot stick mechanic that actually brings in uh skill gap. And And the issue here is that people people out here scraping paint off the walls because of it. Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't shoot. Look at how terrible everyone's shooting here. Beluba, fix it. You know, that's Mike Wong, for those who may not know, but it's like, so why should they be fixing it because you guys can't shoot properly? And it's like, I mean, nearly whole teams of people just clanking, clanking, clanking. And it's like, oh my gosh, everyone's clanking. I'm like, no, you guys aren't practicing. Y'all skipping over. And now mind you, see, I've been fairly busy, so I haven't had the most time to really play. But when I play, yeah, I went into the gym and I shot around, just like on the beta, just like everybody else is able to do. But then I went from there to playing the full game, and still I'm in scrimmage because I'm like, I just want to see what happens, see how it plays. It puts you on pro by default. I bump it up to superstar. I'm like, no, I want to see how challenging this is. And it's like, once again, I'm spending 10, 15 minutes. And now I'm not saying I'm some kind of wizard and I'm hitting every single shot I pull, but at the same time, I'm able to hit shots at a relevant, at a legit clip. It's like, so if I'm able to do this, how come these other people aren't?
We lost
Get
your
into
audio. Oh, there you go. You back.
you
It's
got it?
Yeah, this thing is tripping, man. I really
Oh.
think it's OBS because just a sidebar, guys. It popped up and said your internet is unstable. I just ran a speed test and it's at 900 megabytes per second. I mean, I don't understand what's happening, but I think it might be the software. So y'all might have seen Smitty cut in and out there, but he's back now.
Oh, okay. All right. But hold on, wait. He said why bills are non-shooting able to shoot every year. Ah, okay. He want to talk about that. Yeah, it look, as far as the builds and everything like that, once again, people like, as far as that's concerned, I think that when people are playing the game, folk will be able to hit shots. You know what I'm saying? Folk will be able to hit shots. They'll be like, everybody's going to be able to some degree be able to hit shots. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you have a build that is able to shoot, that's going to happen. Now, the other problem is, like we always talk about with Madden, when the game gets patched and nerfed and all that good stuff. It's the same deal here. Once you start doing like what my man Mike said, hot fix. That little hot fix is what all of a sudden takes a whole game puts it into a tailspin now. So now that game that we had that we thought was gonna be all that in the bag of chips, now it's gone. Or whatever potential that it did have, now it's suspect. Why? Because of people wanting the learning curve to be flattened. Instead of working. Oh, okay. You're like, instead of getting that, instead of working on their game. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the chat here. But instead of working on their game and improving upon it, they just rather complain and make the game feel a bit easier because everybody want to be able to get that participation trophy. And it's like, everyone's not going to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, oh, 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 at some point, folk just gonna have to either adapt to the learning curve that's presented, or else just move on from the game. You know what I'm saying? Play 2K19 or 18 or 20. Like, play any of those games instead. Stay in your spot and just have fun there. But don't ruin it for other people because you can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? That's like being on a roller coaster. That's like going to a theme park and you have a roller coaster like the Mantis or the Magnum, like at Cedar Point. Very exhilarating. You know what I mean? Right. But then you have somebody with a very weak stomach, can't really handle stuff, and then they want to get in line. They want to ride the Magnum, right? But ultimately, what they want to see happen is they want that Magnum to be nerfed. Oh no, man, you got to make it so I can handle it. So why should everybody have to share that exact same experience just because there's a handful of people, or even if it's a decent amount of the crowd that can't handle it? Oh man, I've been riding roller coasters all my life, man. I know what I'm doing. All this, okay, but when you got on that thing, you were hitting the emergency brake button to get off. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if you can't handle it, if you can't handle something, just own that. Own it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna spend time in the lab and I'm gonna practice on my jump shot. I'm gonna spend time in the lab and I'm gonna adapt to these controls.
Yeah.
Not not I'm gonna jump on, and because I'm not able to win immediately, oh man, the game's broke and you guys gotta no, nope. 2K gotta come with the hot fix, man. What's going on with the no? Because when you do that, you broke the game at that point. And that's why you're seeing people. I'm literally looking on Twitter. I'm seeing people complain about various different things all of a sudden after this hot fix happened. And I'm like, that's it. And then look, then they're gonna come out with another hot fix. Then there's gonna be a title update. Then there's gonna be another update. And then it's like they're literally gonna be patching. It's like those cartoons where it's like they keep trying to patch holes with with hands, fingers, eyelashes, and toes and everything. Like they using their whole body to patch the holes. Like, oh, I'm trying to hold it off, and you can't. You can't. It's been messed with. The system at that point, when you're doing all of that, at that point, the system has been compromised. And I mean, you could look at 2K and say, "Oh, 2K, you ruined it," and it's like, "Nah, you ruined it. You guys." You know what I'm saying? And when I say you guys, I'm talking about the ones that are complaining. It's like, "No, you guys ruined the game." You see what I'm saying? You didn't want to adapt. You didn't want to adapt to what they built. You wanted the game to be more the same thing that you play. And just like what my man Jordan is up here saying, what about these problems that exist in 2K 18, 19, 20, 21? Once again, you still got to look at your user base, because when they make these games, and I mean, understand there are legacy problems that are there, but at the same time, your user constituents all complain about something from the demo. And in a matter of days, like my man Watson is saying there, in a matter of days, the game, the process of that game being broken has begun. And then as soon as them updates start happening and those hot fixes and them tweaks, it's over. It's over. You guys wanted the game to be a certain way, you got it. And now, because you pluck that one thread, now stuff's falling apart in other areas. That's it, man. So I mean, it sucks. And we see it happen with Madden too. It happens with Madden every year, where they do stuff that does compromise the game. Some title updates, yeah, some things do get a little bit better, but also at the same time, you have a lot of things that mess around and go wrong because of the updating they did. Trying to satisfy something over here ends up breaking two, three, four, five things over here, or worsening things. That's it. So it's like the game has to get to a point where they just have to stick to their guns and be like, I'm sorry, but this is the way it is. Tough tomatoes. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'll throw it to you, Sim.
It's one of those things, guys, where and like I said, y'all gonna see me looking over here to the right quite often, watching TV. Obviously, it's like it's so funny, man, because things be coming around like full circle. Like people claim they want this, they want that, and then the first thing they want to do, without even learning, they want to change it back. I, and I understand, definitely what my man Jordan Mid is saying. There is problems like that that exist, but the funny thing is, this is why I always say, even with Madden, it comes down to your experience. I don't play my career. I dabble in it sometimes, but I haven't even built a player this year. I have never, well, maybe a couple times I've played on the park, just fooling around with a couple people I know, but haven't been in the park, haven't been in the neighborhood, none of that this year. So I wouldn't even know about all of the problems that might exist with the builds and all of that, and I do agree. You should never be able to build like a superhuman. To me, for as much as I respect 2K for being one of the better simulation sports titles that we have, I know that's up for debate because some people say 2K is trash, and it's hilarious to me. I actually have seen people, y'all have probably seen them too, that love Madden and say 2K is trash, and I'm like, really? From a gameplay standpoint, but that's why I say everybody's opinion is different. So my whole point is, I am having a great time with 2K21 so far in my league. And I haven't even started it that deep. I've probably played only 2 games, but just from me playing play now games to try to get used to the shooting, I love it. Because again, I'm one of the crazy people that in 20, I cut off the meter. And I like to learn to play a shot, so I'm forced to learn their timing. So with this is a little different, but the more I play with it, I still cut off there's something that I cut off. I think I still get the feedback, and I still have the aim, but I have it on the aiming mechanic instead of timing. So I don't have it on both timing and aiming. I just have the aiming mechanic, and it's up to me. But I like the challenge because it forces me to pay attention to what I'm doing. But what I've actually learned, and I don't know how true this is, it seems like to me, just don't panic, right? If you pull the stick down, you're generally going to be in the right vicinity. And that aim thing does move, and I still don't know what determines my aim indicator being on the left and then sometimes on the right. I don't know what determines that, if they do it randomly on purpose. But I have noticed that what I was doing at first is I was trying to aim before I locked in my original pullback, right? So what I'm saying is pull down and then see where you got to go and slightly adjust it. Shout outs to Czar. Watching Czar's video, he was like, yo, it's all about the pressure. Slightly adjusted. But what I was doing at first, I was thinking automatically, I got to aim it. So I'm already going to the left, and then you too far and you got to come back. But trust me, from my experience, if you just pull back, you're going to be, well, unless you pull back like, now if you're doing something like this, then you're going to be off. But if you pulling straight down, you generally going to be in the right vicinity, and then you just slightly aim it. Pretty good. Now, again, the challenge that's presented is when you got defense in your face. You trying to look at the shot and look where you at. And look, I love it. But outside of that, dog, you're not going to tell me, at least me personally, as a simulation player, you're not going to tell me that you're not noticing a difference in the AI or differences in the defense, and like you're not just dribbling through no crowd no more, bro. You ain't gonna just keep standing there like, at least I'm not. I'm getting raked. Also, I'm noticing a tremendous amount of putbacks. Like the CPU offense is running now. It's smart. They help defense. Like, to me, from what I'm experiencing now, some people could tell me, well, Sim, this is broke, that's broke. Look, from me playing the game, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Because to me, it's playing a great brand of basketball in my assessment. At the same time, I've told you guys, I'm not a basketball guy. I'm not the X's and O's basketball dude like I am with football. Like, I run plays because I see how they're supposed to work. But I don't know all of the other stuff like, shrinking the floor and hedging guys. I don't know like all of that stuff. I generally know it, but I'm not a basketball dude. So I don't know the strategic element the same way I know it in football. I know enough, but I think y'all understand what I'm saying. So I might not be qualified to say, nah, it's a great game. But to me, I'm having a good time with it, man. And again, I feel like in 21, they have continued to reduce and or eliminate two-man situations in certain situations. Not all, because you still see it sometimes with like the reach around foul, like you already know it's about to be called. You still see the sequences sometimes. But a lot of the one-on-one stuff, they've done a great job with at least, minimizing the eyesore of it. I want to speak on this too, Smitty, because I think it's very important to say this even about 2K. Because again, 2K is always the company that's compared to Madden. And people are always saying, oh, no, if 2K made a football game. And I think it's important to say this. I don't understand sometimes it's the same game argument. I really want to know what people were expecting out of 21, coming from 20, going into a new generation of consoles. Let me bring you guys up to speed as far as what I'm referring to. Should we expect a better game each year that we buy whatever game it is? Absolutely. Especially a game like, let's say, a GTA that's been gone for years. Or like, should we have expected Red Dead 2 to be a better? Yes. But even with a yearly title, should we expect to play a better product? We should. But for one moment, I think I need, and I'm not going to say need because you guys are free to do what you want. And when I say you guys, I'm talking about anybody who's going to hear this, not just everybody who's on the chat tonight. You got to kind of understand the landscape. What makes you think that the company 2K Sports and in conjunction with Take-Two, Visual Concept, and whoever else is all still involved, what makes you think they're going to do this groundbreaking game that they are putting a lot of eggs into their next generation product? That's not speculation, folks. Remember, I'm the one walking out on the ledge for Madden saying, man, I think next level is going to be a much better game, optimized. I don't know as far as features and all that, but I think on the field it's going to be a much better game because they have no choice but they have to do that. And we'll get to that a little bit later. But 2K is literally saying experience basketball like you've never had before. Next level NBA. Like they literally saying they pumping it up way more than Madden is doing. Madden, think about it. They ain't even pumping up next level, to be honest. They told us about it, but they ain't marketing it. They're not doing any marketing for it. 2K, on the other hand,
there it
is literally going at it with, that next gen product gonna be that deal. So with y'all knowing that, and this is before the game launched, what was you expecting? And that's where you have to look at yourself as the consumer sometimes and be like, okay, I might be overreacting. And furthermore, let's say this too, Smitty. We said this right here on this show about Madden. We would hope Madden gets to the point where it's like MLB The Show, where there ain't a whole lot they can do every year. Because, I mean, it gets like 2K where, like, what? Like, let's be honest. What else can they, like, what? It probably is stuff, but if off the top of your head, what else can they do to my league? What else can they do to my GM? I don't know.
that's.
I don't know.
I mean, there's stuff that they could probably do, but that's true.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, again,
That's
I'm
true.
sure there's things, but I don't know.
Oh,
But to me, I think the game is a good game. Have I played it extensively? No. Just like Smitty said, I've been a little busy, haven't been able to fully dive into it. But I mean, the game to me is what I would expect out of 2K. And like I said, it's the same reason why I told you guys also on this show that I might was gonna wait. But after speaking to Smitty and hearing what some other people were saying, I was like, you know what? You gotta kind of convince me to just, well, I might as well. I mean, I do want to play that game now, and I get the code automatically for next gen. So I mean, what they saying the next gen games are probably gonna be $70. So you figure you paid for the Mamba edition at 99. I mean, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? So I went ahead and did that. But again, Smitty, I don't see the big problem with 2K. I mean, some people are really trashing it, and I think it all boils down to the shooting. But we're never going to get innovation if we as a community continue to complain when there's any type of innovation. Now, let me say this as well before I throw it back to Smitty. I'm not saying that we should just accept it and be happy. No, give your feedback. Say what you don't like about it. I'm just talking about oh, it's effed up. Oh, it's stupid. Oh, this game sucks. Oh, I'm like, it really don't. Because here's the thing, Smitty, and even shout outs to the good brother, good game, bro. He knows who he is. Shout outs to Dougie. But I was even disappointed in seeing Dougie's tweet saying,
oh man,
man,
Sim, I can't hear you.
you can't hear me? Hold on,
I
guys.
can't hear you.
Hold on, hold on,
Oh,
hold
now I
on.
can. Now I can. Now I can.
Guys, I don't know what's happening, man.
All
I
right.
think I think the software is bugging on us tonight. Again, I just ran the speed test. I have the 1 gig speed. It's not the problem. I think something's going on with Streamlabs OBS. I don't know. It keeps cutting out on us. Y'all saw Smitty was frozen one time.
All right.
I don't know what's happening, guys. But in case y'all can't hear me, let me just say this again. Shout outs to Good Game, bro. That's our guy. Love Dougie. But I was even disappointed to see him with his tweet saying, imagine a game where you literally can't shoot. And I'm like, seriously? Like, the reason why I can't let up off of this topic is because, folks, you don't have to use it. That you literally don't have to use the aim and shot stick. If you feel like it's not good for you, guess what? If you have a PlayStation, right there. That's it. Right there. Press square. If you play on the Xbox, guess what? Press X. You can still shoot without the stick. And again, folks, if we're going to complain about options, I always come on this show, and Smitty knows this, even though Smitty's not here right now. Smitty knows I always say, whatever y'all do in Madden, right? For things that are questionable, make it a toggle option. Make it a toggle option. Offer alternative controls. Y'all have heard us say that millions of times. 2K literally does that. Literally. If you don't like the new shot meter, don't use it. It's beyond simple. So the fact that we complain, man, I don't know. It's a little upsetting, man, because like I said, it makes me feel like the growth of these games will always be stifled, because I don't know, people don't want to adapt. And like I said, again, I'm going to say this over and over and over and over. You could literally not use the shot stick. That's much more than you can say for Madden. Madden, you pretty much got this, there's no alternative controls or anything like that. But in 2K, so those are my thoughts, guys. Again, I don't really have much negative to say about 2K. And again, to be fair, I don't play all modes. So that's why a lot of times, man, and I know you guys, and I'm honored to, you know, to know that a lot of times you guys value the opinion that I may give or Smitty may give because you guys know the perspective we take. But I always say I'm not really the best guy to ask, like review to get a review from because I play games a certain way and I play in my box. So it's stuff I'm not gonna know about. I don't know what's going on in my team. I don't know what's going on currently in my GM. I don't know what's going on in my career, my part, none of that. I will be playing in my league. I've literally only played 2 games in my league so far. The rest of the time since launch, I've been playing play now games to get used to the controls and the feel of the game. And there you have it. So I'll wait for Smitty, man. Let me read a couple of you guys' comments. Excuse me. Havoc said beyond simple. I'm telling you, man. You have the choice. James Breadlove says, I think 2K made a good compromise with difficulty and the shot and the shoot, but as simulation player, I welcome the challenge of the learning curve. Help me work on learning basketball play. Yeah. There it is, man. I mean, it literally forces me to really pay attention to what I'm doing. And I can't take my eyes off the prize. And the prize is the aim, like the meter. Not necessarily the meter, but the aim indicator. As soon as you start looking at the basket or looking at the defender, you're going to mess up. So you got to be focused. I like that. But again, if anybody could answer the question, I don't know what makes that indicator move. And what I'm saying is, let me do a very simple illustration, guys. And I promise you, I'm not an artist as far as drawing, but let me just show you something. Let me show you something. If I can get this pen to work. Do I got a piece of paper down here? Let me find a little piece of paper. All right, so this is what I'm talking about, folks. Simple arch. Can y'all see that? I don't know if y'all can see it. Nah, because it's white. Ugh. Well, let me just show it to you on the back of my phone. Right? So you have the simple arch. So you have the arch. Sometimes the indicator would be over here. Sometimes it's over there. And that's what I mean by it moves. And I've asked this question even on Twitter and haven't gotten a response. But you have that little arch. Sometimes the indicator's like this on this side, the yellow indicator for your aim, and sometimes it's over here. I don't know what causes that. Is it the way you pull the stick down, which I thought? And I mentioned that to my good buddy DJ81, but then when I got in the gym and I tried to do that, that wasn't the case. So if somebody could answer that question, what makes that move? You Heard Me podcast says, well, y'all hear the good brother go in. Make sure y'all open a new tab for this after, then check out the last episode.
All right.
Definitely do that. All right, Smitty's back, so we'll
Sorry about that, y'all.
Oh, yeah, no problem. We'll throw it back to Smitty here in a second. But definitely do that, guys, man. Go check Dez out on the You Heard Me podcast. I was a guest on there talking, some different things, not just sports. Y'all might enjoy it, a different perspective from myself and him. Excuse me. I'm just going to read a few more comments, Smitty, because I asked a question. I want to see if anybody would, if they had the chance to reply. Let's see. People are always resistant to change, and kids now have been taught to encourage, to call out, complain, instead of adapt. Absolutely. I think we're also conditioned with the same controls every year. With the change things up, everyone wants to be upset. Yeah. But yeah, Smitty, I was pretty much done, man. I was just saying, it's funny how I've always said that I've wanted, even in Madden, when they do something that might be questionable, make it a toggle option. And that's why I said it's full circle, because here comes 2K, and you can clearly just not use the shot stick. I mean, you have the option to cut all of that off and still shoot without aim with the stick. Or you can just press square. And people, it's the same thing. Now, I will admit, target passing was not the greatest. They didn't implement it the best. The idea was cool, but the way they delivered it wasn't good. But even some of the people who were so upset about that, I'm like, you don't have to use it, dude. Give the feedback that you don't like it, but to complain, like to score a game negatively for that, like I guess that's my point. For some of the people giving 2K the worst scores ever because of that shot meter, and this is an optional thing. That to me, I don't know, Smitty. And again, man, it's kind of like actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and start the next topic because Smitty wasn't aware that I had this topic on there. It's kind of something I came up with when I was doing the write up. So I'll kick it off and then throw it to Smitty. The way we approach these sports games, guys, it's bothersome sometimes. I'm gonna be honest because, especially with myself and Smitty, and I won't speak for Smitty, but I'm sure he kind of feels the same way with this. With us, being appointed voices in the community, I don't always agree with what everybody is saying, man. Like, again, when you just look at the differences of opinion when it comes to Madden, I'm always somewhere right there in the middle. I acknowledge everything that I don't like about the game. I acknowledge what might be wrong with the game. But then I also can look at the things and like, oh, this is actually done better. Oh, I can actually, have a decent time playing it this way. Sucks that you have to limit the way you play a game to get enjoyment. Because even the biggest problem I'm having right now that's making it even tough for me to even enjoy offline is why are CPU quarterbacks on all Madden so successful? Dog, I dropped the slider down the last time I dropped it to 20. I'm going to put it on 0. I just want to see what happens. There's no reason why these quarterbacks are going 20 for 23. Bums. And again, y'all know I don't call NFL players bums. I didn't make it to the NFL. But, bruh, stuff like that just irks me. Some people will say this, Smitty. Nah, man, you should be playing on all Madden. No. Perfect world. A video game should have fundamentals regardless. Doesn't matter what setting you put it on. It shouldn't be designed to where there's automatic cheats on a high level. What should happen when you're on a higher level is just going to take more football acumen to win. You're going to have to be more strategic. You're not going to be able to run the same play every time because the AI is going to be all over that. That's what should happen. Fundamentals of the game shouldn't change. If I catch a guy out of position, he should be out of position. If I got pressure on the quarterback, he should throw a bad pass. Unless he's one of those guys, Patrick Mahomes type, that'll throw it left-handed on you. But I'm sick and tired of that, man. And I'm telling you, I don't think I'm going to make it through. Our season is starting tomorrow in Sim Standard. I don't know how long I'm going to last, man. And it sucks because myself and Smitty and Azure created the league. Smitty bowed out a couple years ago, rightfully so. I understand. I just hung in there, man, just to have some camaraderie, something to do. I don't take it seriously. I'm not one of them people who really try to compete because, listen, off topic a little bit, but it's on topic. We got guys in the league that has figured out the Madden, what do they call it, the meta, right? They done figured it out, at least with the ones that we've been playing. I don't know about 21 yet, but we got guys that literally know that you probably can't really call cover 2 and there's going to be a post route because unless you're controlling the safety. What they're going to do when the post comes, they're just going to go, oh, don't matter who you got back there, right?
Oh,
it's a touchdown. Again, I don't know what's happening. So really quick, guys.
I still can't hear you, Sim.
All right, real quick.
There you go. Now I can. All
right. Smitty said I cut out. So you guys confirm in the chat, could you guys still hear me or not? Because now it looks like, I don't know if maybe Zoom is doing that. It might be Zoom. Because I'm getting a little message in Zoom.
It shows up in Zoom saying like you have low connection or something like that or whatever. So
okay. So It's Zoom. It's Zoom acting
Yeah,
funny on us tonight, guys. So bear with us, man. We only here for another 50 minutes or so.
yeah. So,
But
but
it's
but yeah, I see what Sim's saying. I mean,
oh
right. I
man,
saw that. Yeah.
it's so frustrating, man, because they have figured it out, and it's like, and again, I hate to be talking about anybody, and I know some of them listen to the show, but some of the guys listening to the show probably know this to be true about some of the other guys. And they think they so nice in the game. And
Oh,
my thing is this: look, we all men. Everybody has, a little ego or whatever you want to call it. I don't have that when it comes to video games. Even when me and my boys used to play, we would compete and talk trash and all that. But then that was it. It wasn't like, but some of these dudes really think they that dude in the game. And I'm like, dog, you playing to all of the lack of efficiency that's in the game. Like you playing up to the broken parts of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like you got dudes in the league, we call them real football, strategizing, calling plays that's supposed to work, calling coverages that I know this is supposed to work, and I got the dude to cover it. I know where he going, but then here comes the dice roll, right? Because whether y'all notice or not, dice rolls work more in your favor when your team is win. It's weird, dog. But again, it gets frustrating because it's like, man, there's games. How many of y'all have played in a Madden game, especially in franchise? And there's just at one game that your team ain't doing nothing. Nothing's working. Like nothing. Everybody's getting beat. They dropping every ball. Meanwhile, your opponent is catching every combated catch, catching every catch in traffic. You know what I'm saying? Everything. Every hit on you is a fumble. You landing hit sticks on them left and right. They not fumbling. Those are the type of things that I just can't. And like I said, you got dudes thinking they nice. Like, dog, you ain't good. You just learned how to play Madden. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And I always say, and Kia knows this, Kia, because he's been in the league with us before. I respect Kia, man, because Kia can play on both levels. Kia will football you to death. But Kia also knows how to play with these guys. Like, he could beat a lot of these cheeses because he learns the game. I don't know how to play Madden. I'm the crazy. Y'all see my videos. Y'all see the pre-recorded ones, right? And people be like, yo, how in the world does he have a game 14-10? How does he do that? It's the way I play. I run the rock. It's working. I'm running the rock. Like, but I don't know. I don't know all of the metas. I don't know it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
anyway, I went on a tirade there, man. But my point being, let me sum it up really quick. It's the way the community approaches these games, man. It's like nothing is ever good enough for anybody. Now, I'm not just talking Madden specifically, but it's like it has become a sport now to just bash. And I think we're going backwards a little bit. And this ain't no shot at nobody, but I gotta say it because I acknowledge it. Like sometimes I wonder what game does my man Soft Drink Sports like? What game he like? Mm-hmm. What game does he like? Like what sports game does he like? I don't know. Again, that ain't a shot because why I'm saying that, y'all see his numbers. Come on, man, it's a business. Just like I said, y'all be trying to go at Eric Rayweather, but yeah, okay. Y'all see his subs. The man did y'all just hear him say he just bought a new house? Yeah, YouTube has something to do with that. Yeah. So I'm a grown man at the end of the day. I'm never gonna go at nobody. Even some of the people that y'all know that just bash, that's their thing. I ain't mad at it. Because at the end of the day, this ain't real. This is YouTube. Like, me and Smitty just more of the guys that we are gamers, so I'm always going to try to lend a hand. But let me give y'all a secret. That's also the reason why I still play Madden on my channel, because for whatever reason, Madden is the one to get the views. And I'm a YouTuber as well that monetizes and makes a little change off it. Think I'm gonna stop doing that just because you should never play Madden. Yeah, okay. I could do two things at the same time, bro. I can give feedback and still make some money. I'm just saying. I'm being all the way real with y'all right there. But even with me saying that, I'm getting sick of Madden, man. I really am. I'm getting sick of. I don't know, man. Like I said, next gen, it's gonna have to come in swinging, man. And I'll end it with this: 2-man animation sequencing. If that's still the overbearing driver on next gen, this year, it ain't gonna ever be what we think. If you go to that new console and new tech and all of that with the same structure, it ain't gonna never be. But like I said, my whole point, and I went way off the rail, was I feel like sometimes we have to. I think we approach. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. I don't want to lose this point. I will be supporting Maximum Football 2020 this year. I'll probably support Access Football as well. But this is my real point that I wanted to make about the community. I'm tired of hearing and seeing people say that don't buy that, buy this. This game's gonna be the best on the market. Bruh, let me tell you something. I got an idea for what I want to do with Maximum Football 2020 on the channel, but let's be real. The gameplay is not going to be better than Madden. It ain't. Y'all can say that, and that's not me saying that Madden is great. Listen to what I'm saying. That game will not have better gameplay than Madden. So if you don't like Madden, don't try to fool everybody and say, oh, this is where it's at. No. Should we support them? Yes. I'm willing to support them even if I don't play. That's just me. I might not even play the game long, but I'm going to give them my $30 because I think the idea that my man has, shout outs to David Winter, even with the physics thing, he sold me off of that. We ain't got no tackle animations. Physics takes care of that. The only animations we have is, your normal stuff. They're running and passing. We ain't got no tackle. I was like, oh, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is where I thought the Infinity engine would have been by now. This is why a lot of us still love what Backbreaker brought to the table. But do you think I'm going to sit there and say that the gameplay is going to be better? Look at the clips, guys. Again, Maximum Football, if you're watching, anybody that supports that game, I support them. But I'm keeping it real. Stop saying that these games are going to blow the doors. No, they're not. Not now. And let me tell you another secret. Oh, here's another thing I saw today, Smitty. People telling me, shoot, man, in like 5 years, it's going to be on like a 2K5 level.
Hey, yo, you got to send me that one, dude.
5 years, dog, to get on 2K5. Now, again, we coined 2K5 as the best football experience ever. But come on, man. The way they moved and everything. You still want to see that kind of stuff? Stop, man. Stop. We got to be real with ourselves as a community. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it will not be better than these games. Now, if you're saying you're going to give them a chance to see what they offer, yes, so am I. But don't act like that's the substitute, because it ain't. That football game don't exist. The only one close to it as far as gameplay is 2K8. That's a game that I could still enjoy gameplay wise. That's old, but it still don't have a lot of replay value because I ain't got no seat. I have no franchise or anything. So that's all, man. It took me 20 minutes to get to my initial point, but that's all I wanted to say. Come on, man. Stop, man. Go ahead, Smitty. Yeah. How you feel about just all of that stuff in general, man?
Well, this, and see this, to add the insult to injury thing, the secret feature, I know this is kind of like deviating, but at the same time, it lends to what you're getting at. The secret feature, because they didn't even talk about this, that's in my league is they basically have a share scenario feature. So basically, let's say I'm playing through my league, right? And some trades went down, teams are different, things like that. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy, man. Like, I want you to check this out, Sam. I could share this scenario on 2K, and then you could download it and you could actually check out the My League that I got going on verbatim. So that's something that they added into this year's game that's brand new, because you never had that before. So it's like you could literally share your league. So like if somebody makes an NCAA mod, or if they make an old school, franchise, and let's say they fix all the contracts and all that stuff accordingly and line everything up, and they go ahead and put that on the share, you can actually get it off the share. So that's pretty tight.
Can you still switch your team? Because I think I forgot who I saw say that, and I asked, I don't remember who it,
I would
but
think so.
yeah,
would think
I
so.
wonder if it locks you in. Like, so if I saw yours there and I was like, man, Smitty did a good job with setting this up, I'm gonna share it. I wonder, does it make, am I sharing
No, you're not
Smitty's?
sharing your control.
There goes Zoom tripping again. Hold on, Smitty. Hold on 1 second. Oh, he can't hear me. Hold on. See, he can't even hear me. That's Zoom, man. Zoom bugging.
Here, boy, come here, buddy.
There you go. I can hear you now.
Come here. Oh, you can hear me now? You can hear me?
Zoom tripping, man.
Come here.
That's from all of us people working at home, man. That's what it is. We putting pressure on Zoom.
Yeah.
I was in an all-day Zoom meeting today. All day.
Oh, man.
And the CEO like, yeah, I want to see you guys. It should be just like we're in the office. I'm like, dog, don't you know I got this Madden and 2K and I got these videos I got to cut. I'm trying to get footage. Come on, man. You talking about you want to see me. Come on, man.
I got the priority backwards. I ain't supposed to talk
man.
to y'all, man.
All day. Like, crazy.
It's silly. But no, what I'm saying is the scenario is you're sharing the league in the state that it's in.
Got you. I like that.
So like what I was saying before, I don't know if you heard me or not, but it's like, what if you have somebody that goes through, does an old school kind of league, and they set up all the contracts for the players and they use old school teams, all that stuff, and then start a My League with it. You can download it.
Oh,
and
I
be
love
like,
it.
oh, bet I'm gonna go ahead and play that. You know what I mean? So you could be like, I want to have the 1980s. I want to have an 80s kind of season with these kind of old school squads or whatever, and have the pay rates and everything all at that level. You can do that and have it set up that way. Put it on the share, and people can, they can play it. So that's what like the video, someone had tweeted a video to me about that, and it was like they were saying like, yo, like for the PC players, because they do the mods and all that stuff, that would be nuts. So you could really set that scenario up, especially that the NBA draft ain't gonna be happening until I think November. I think it's rumored to be.
How they doing the next season? Do we know that yet?
Huh?
How they doing the next season?
I have no idea. Because you still got to have the draft first. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder if they're going to condense it. Like, if let's say they start up in December and they only have those and they follow the same schedule, but the games are shorter. Like instead of 82, maybe it's a 50 game season or something. But it follows the same timeline, so that way, 2021, yeah,
like a lockout kind of situation. Yeah. They could do it that way.
Because it made me think, man, especially whoever's gonna win the title, and any of these dudes in the bubble, it's like, dog, y'all would be getting ready to start up here in a minute.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're gonna need a little bit of time to chill.
Wow.
So, but yeah, so that's what they doing. But at least, like I said, I think that's what it is. I think it's rumored that's when it's supposed to happen. But you have that feature on there. That's like PC guys. You can put, LaMelo Ball and all the rookies and stuff like that. Like they can literally create and put cyber faces like legit cyber faces to all the rookies and put them in the game.
That's dope.
And have them in there, and then be like, this is who we project to be in there. And then you could play 2K21 with the legit teams on there, like the rookies on those rosters when, whether they're drafted or whatever, or, whatever the case scenario is with it. But you'll be able to do that. So, but that goes back to your point that you made about the 2K5 comment. Man, in 5 years, Madden gonna be on 2K5 level. Look what 2K is doing in their basketball game, sharing my leagues and stuff. Like, you see, and this is supposed to be the game where they basically kick push coast onto next gen. And it's like, no, we gave an innovative control. We touched up our core gameplay. We even gave you a little something on the end with my league. It's not this super duper refined and all that stuff and everything, but we gave you something. And that's the key thing to understand. They gave us something. And they gave us some nice stuff to play. Because look, everybody is not going to be on next gen. Everybody's not going to be getting a next gen console. Not off top. Even though that Xbox price is nice.
According to Sony, I don't know if I'm going. Sony playing, man.
Hey, look, Sony playing until they announce it. And the thing is, I feel that there's going to be an announcement. I feel that, you know what? And just I know it's going off topic, but I feel that PS5 is going to be, I think both consoles are going to come dang near within the same time. Like, I think they're going to be out I think it's going to be the same week, same day kind of deal or something like that. Because how you going to have Call of Duty do their multiplayer reveal on PS5 hardware? Because that's what they did. That trailer was based off PS5 hardware with the release date of November the 12th. You're going to show it on PS5. Release date November. Yeah. So
yeah, that's a good point.
That's what my thought is in that regard. But going back to this whole, like, here, that's why I didn't want you to come in here in the first place. You're making all that extra noise. But stop making all that noise. But no, the way I feel, look, when it comes to the gamers and the sentiments of the gamers, especially when we talk about the sports games, I mean, like what Sim said, and look at the Madden Next Level trailer. You see everything. We've seen everything in that trailer. Is there anything in that little Mahomes that Mahomes trailer that was done? Is there anything in that trailer that just was mind blowing? No. It literally looked like a reskinned Madden 21 on this generation, from the player movement to the animation they shown. That 2-man animation, Mahomes gets.
There goes Smitty gone, guys. Hold on. Go Zoom playing with us again.
Let me know.
There you go. He back.
All right, now you can.
It is Zoom because I got Zoom up. I've been watching it.
Yeah.
It's not OBS Streamlabs. So my bad, OBS. It ain't y'all.
All right. Well.
Gone again. Hold on.
What is happening, man?
There you go. He back now.
All right. Look, Mahomes trailer, 2-man canned animation that's in Madden 21 right now. If that's what they got to show us, except it's just better visual upscaling, that ain't gonna cut it. That's what I was trying to say.
Ain't gonna cut
But
it.
that ain't gonna cut it because you literally are giving us the same animation again. The same animations that are in the game right now. You're just giving it to us with a better visual upskin. Upscaling. No, that's not cutting it, dog. You have to come with a new game, a new experience.
2K about to
Okay,
blow it out the
2K
water.
about to, yeah, they about to.
They
It's not
are, dog.
even. I mean, for real, they coming with it. They about to slap with it, and that's why I'm like, man, that's why I'm so excited to see what they do. But if EA out here playing and all that stuff, listen, the sports gamers, we all expect, we have these expectations, and it's like people, like a good amount of people have been spayed and neutered with their expectations to the point where now it's acceptable to get less. We expect Madden to give us less. I mean, you literally got, and I mean, no disrespect to the guy, but PX1, he it's like he goes with wherever the wind blows. The EA can set their standards in the toilet, and he'll say, well, I mean, at least we're not in the sewage drain. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the standard is that low. It's like he'll still accept, and that's the problem, is that you have guys like that just say, they just do a smidge of a little bit, it'll be okay. Well, it's like no, that's not okay at all. With what NBA 2K has in their game, that's why you could look at it and say, what else do they need to do? I mean, what else? I mean, of course, there's more that they can do, but that's the crazy part. It's like, what do they really need to do? Because they give you so much stuff that,
Yeah.
even, I mean, from a casual standpoint, or even a intermediate level person that pays attention to the NBA, unless you're just a super duper ultra hardcore basketball guy, then yeah, you'll be like, oh man, there's plenty more they could do. But otherwise, it's like, from a functional video game standpoint, they're giving us a lot between that, and that's just my league, and then my GM too. They've given us a lot in their product. While Madden, I mean, you know, we still waiting for them to catch up to their own products from back in the day. Their own products, not 2K5, their own products. Like Madden '07, Madden '08. You know, my man on Twitter be putting out the tweets every, what was it, 100 days of franchise mode. He showcased something today. Dang, I can't find it, but my man had something from Madden '04 that he had today. What's my man's at? Yeah, here it is. TSJ underscore gaming, my man. He had a feature today he showcased from Madden '04's owner mode. You had the board of advisors that would give you comments. And they would give you comments and give you advice on improving your franchise, pointing you in the right direction. So, for example, like this, it would say, we've got plenty of room under the cap to make an important hire. Fans are generally happy with our merchandise prices. The parking rates are reasonable. Fans aren't complaining. They're happy with the affordable food prices. We really need to break our 3-year playoff drought. You see that?
No, but we crazy.
2000. That's a 2003 production had this. Understand that?
No, we crazy, Smitty. That's what they tell us.
Yeah, I know, man. We bugging out, right? See, that's the thing. And once again, my man has been doing this for I don't know how many days. I don't know how many days now, but he's been showcasing this for nearly. He's going for 100 days, and he's showcasing something new dang near every day that was done at some point in Madden's franchise that we don't have now. It's there, man. Like, this is what EA did. The stuff, and see, that's the thing. The stuff mattered. Now it don't matter. I could be an owner in franchise league in my franchise. It don't mean nothing. None of it matters. Who
Nothing.
cares if you set the ticket prices and all that? It don't matter. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean, man, you got to do something about the 3 year playoff drought. You don't have none of that stuff in my league now. I mean, my league in Madden now.
What would they
Nothing.
call franchise in 2K if it was football right now? What they call it? My what? My NFL or something?
Yeah, it probably was. You could still say my league. You could.
Oh yeah, it could just be like
It
the
just
football version.
the football
Yeah,
version of my league. Yeah, like that's it. Or
it's
it.
depressing, man.
Yeah, like take
It's
the same modes that you had. Yeah, because that's what they did when they were making football and basketball. They didn't give it a special name until later. Well, excuse me, after after EA got the exclusivity, that's when they started doing the association and started making it more specific. But otherwise, it was just franchise mode. So, but yeah, this is the kind of stuff they do. So it's like you gotta understand. What has to be understood is that we've given EA the feedback. Like we all have given EA the feedback, and I mean we still do. Don't get me wrong, but it's like we've all given them the what they need to know. The problem is not it's not being acted on. Like what
nope.
Sim said earlier, he's playing in Sim Standard League. Defender sitting there. I mean, pl- I can understand a defender being put out of position when they actually get when the receiver actually puts on a move and creates space or throws their line of sight off. If a DB is playing to the outside and my receiver's running inside, he'll purposely just turn away. And this is Madden 21. He'll purposely turn away and then stand there in space, rotate back around. Oh, I gotta go over here. And then and I mean, no sense of urgency, no rush to get there, none of that stuff. Madden back on PS2, your CPU players, they ran with full speed turbo. Like they'll straight run to try and get there and make a play. Here, these dudes be jogging. They just do a brisk little jog. They don't do anything. Because I mean, what you gotta understand is that we're not able to control every player, regardless of how you set your defensive pieces up. And that's why you're reliant on, like what Sim said was saying, you're reliant on your personnel. You're expecting them to perform adequately on your team, and it's like it doesn't matter if they got a 90 some odd overall or a 60 some odd overall. They'll literally will react the same way, and that's pretty crazy. And it's like it's not that's not acceptable for us to be playing a game that literally is doing it. Our brother AZ on Twitter, these past 2 days or whatever, he uploaded some APF clips showcasing the DB and wideout play, jostling at the line,
Man,
jockeying for inside and outside position, and it's beautiful. And it's like, how come once again, 2007, 12 years, no, nearly 13, well, 12 years, yeah. No, 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 I'm sorry, 13 years ago, they were able to do it, but but EA can't. And it's like I said, we've all given the feedback, but it's like for whatever reason, it keep playing like it's lit. And even my man Angry Joe, what he said, I know I brought up what he said last week, but the thing is, look, it wasn't until I played NBA Live Mobile a little bit seriously, like a few years back, when I noticed how they have you do these little simplistic missions or little tasks, and then it's like you do these simple tasks and you get this completion and get your rewards and level up and things like that. And it's like they're literally doing that mobile game kind of stuff on the console port, on the console title, excuse me. And it's like this is what is moving the needle. This kind of stuff is what's moving the needle. And it's sad because while yes, and I know people could talk about the engagement numbers and all that stuff. Look, EA letting people play Madden for free this week.
That's funny.
Now,
Anything to save
watch,
face, man.
yeah, watch them say, "Oh my goodness, look at the engagement numbers and what we got today, and how many seasons were played this weekend, and how many were watch." And they're going to use that as a bragging point, but it's not going to take away from the fact that your Metacritic score went down yet another tick. You know what I'm saying? Well, user score at least. It went down to 0.02. Like that, there has to be that point somewhere in there within a sports gamer. There has to be that point where it's just like, this ain't it. Even my man Uber YouTuber, same deal. Shout out to him. He's not the super duper hardcore football guy, but even he's like, Madden should be better than this. Like, I know I'm not the most diehard football guy, but at the same time, like, dude, they've been doing this for over 30 years. The game should be better than this. And it's like, that's what we're saying. That's what we're saying.
Look at that DB and wideout play right there.
Oh man, I'm glad I can't watch it right now. I get mad. I get mad at him. Make you want to fire up APL. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Somebody brought up a good point, man, in the chat, and we could
say?
both respond to it. Shout outs to Tyrone. He said, before I read Tyrone's comment, before I forget this, one clip that AZ put up showed that stud cornerback going up against just a weak receiver, right? And it was like a press situation. Pushed my man down to the ground, mauled him. You will never see. I ain't never seen that in Madden.
Nope.
And it just showed his dominance over this guy. Now that doesn't mean that he's supposed to dominate him all the time, because there should be other factors. But to lead into Tyrone's question here, he says, "This is my question too, my thing too. Some people expect perfection. What's that fine line of getting beat and improving AI?" That's a great point, because that's what I always say in my videos. When I make a point, I always say, look, guys, I'm not expecting my man to make this play every time. All I want to do is see him diagnose the play. We should be able to go into the replay and say, oh, I see what happened here. Not in Madden, when you call a certain defense, they automatically drop to a certain point. Like, that's what we're saying. It's like, it's so mechanical. There's no real diagnosing. There's no really, they're not reading the quarterback per se. They're not using head tracking. You know, what I might start doing, man, if I get around to it, even though obviously I can't monetize it, but from time to time, I might start grabbing NFL clips again and just not monetizing those videos and showing how it works in the real world. And again, it's a video game, but I'll give you an example. I was at this game last year, and when Minkah Fitzpatrick picks off old boy for the Colts and takes it 96 yards, right? The reason why he did that is because even when you show it in the replay, he's in cover 3, playing in the middle of the field. He backs pedals, watching the quarterback the whole time, saw the quarterback look to his right. Here comes the tight end. Minkah sees it, jumps it, picks it off, and I lost my voice because I stood up. Like, it was so crazy. Like, the whole crowd was like, yo, that boy fast too. Like, but my point is, even when you watch the replay in slow-mo, you see the eyes of the quarterback dictated what Minkah was doing. Now, Minkah Fitzpatrick is a good safety. He's instinctive. I mean, look, Nick Saban told us that. One of the smartest players he ever had. But he still was influenced. He was playing his position, center field in that situation. Also, here's another thing that I know he did. The Colts were about to score. They were probably on about the 20-yard line or so, Smitty, 18-ish, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what Minkah, I'm sure, was probably doing without me knowing him and asking him personally? He knew where the end zone was. So you know what he did when he saw him look to the top. He knew he was going here because it ain't a whole lot of field to cover now, because now I'm in the red zone. This is what we're saying. Now, we've also seen plays in the real world where the guy won't looking and he got beat.
Right.
That's what we're saying. The thin line is replicate the situation. Now we all know there's always gonna be some level of dice roll. Come on, we know that.
Yeah,
They're gonna win some, lose some. But in Madden is oftentimes, even as NY Kia would show you, there's oftentimes, and I love when Kia's been doing his breakdowns this year, man, because in the middle of it, he'll say, "What does this guy do? I mean, why is he doing that?" Like, that's what I'm saying. There's times where the free safety is just, what are you doing? Who are you covering? Why are you jumping this guy and another guy's crossing your face? Why are you taking the number one receiver in this particular assignment where that ain't your guy? You're letting a crosser or a skinny post come right at you, and you choose to double him with nobody. That's what we're saying. And in a good game, maybe certain safety, I'll pick on us. We got Sean Davis back. Maybe Sean Davis ain't that good at ball skills. He probably ain't going to get there, but I could at least go and replay and notice that he tried to pick up the right guy, just wasn't good enough to get there. That's what we're saying. It's too many times, man, when you look at Madden and you like, huh? Another case in point, blocking. Me and Smitty would know this, that Madden is designed and, you know, the way they have the targeting system, et cetera, et cetera. But can we maybe make some adjustments to that to where guys know to block whoever the first target is? In what world does the fullback or pulling guard allow this guy that's streaming, coming right at him, let him go free, and he go get the next guy? That doesn't happen. Now, there's a design where you say, all right, you block him, you block him, you block him, I block him. But if somebody busts through the gate, protect the football is the first thing you do. Protect the football. First guy you see, hit him. Put hat on a hat. Y'all remember that old phrase from even when you was in Pop Warner? Everybody get a hat on a hat. You know what I'm saying? Assignment goes out the window at that point if somebody... J.J. Watt busts through the line. Or Aaron Donald. Okay, Aaron Donald busts through the line. You telling me that David DeCastro just gonna let him go? Because he's supposed to go out there and get the linebacker? No. You better block Aaron Donald or the quarterback or running back leg is broke. You see what I'm saying? That's what we're saying. That's the fine line, man. Just... Tyrone, and I appreciate your question. Andrew Wilson told us human-like intelligence.
Yes.
That's all you got to say. He told us that way back when Madden 25 was coming out on the Ignite engine. So that's why we're expecting that. Same way I said what I'm liking about 2K right now, how the defense is playing and the AI, Smitty, I had a play earlier today. The defense poked the ball out from behind me. I ain't never seen that. I was like,
seen that?
Nah, I never saw that.
In Madden? You talking about?
No. In 2K.
Oh.
I was dribbling, got past him.
Yeah.
He was behind me and poked the ball out, poked it forward. I've never seen that. I was like, see, that's what we're talking about. Now, they ain't going to do that.
Reach. That's the thing. They reach in 2K. Like, if you going past them and they guarding they dude and you walk past, they'll throw that hand out.
That's what we're saying. Other games are doing these things. If they're looking.
It's not like they're just backsliding and doing it. Like, if they see you go past and they see you there, they'll step away and swipe their hand and try and get to it.
That's what we're saying. Other games are, trust me, Tyrone. And this ain't, directed at you, of course. And I know you're not taking it that way, but trust me, other games have done the same things that Smitty and I are continuing to ask for.
Yeah.
Out of Madden. Other games have done it.
Yeah. PES do it. PES do it. NHL does it. FIFA, I would say not necessarily that much with FIFA, because it's like FIFA you got to take control of your players in FIFA like that. Like, that's the only problem I have with FIFA. But they will run the angles. They will take the proper pursuit angles and things like that. So, NBA 2K that's what the whole ACE system, that's what it did. You know what I'm saying? Like when it came to certain players being on the court, like Scott OG said back then when he did the breakdown of it, he's like, if you're going up against a player like a LeBron James, by the way the system even works.
Oh, speaking of LeBron, let me see what they doing.
Yeah, no, they won. They beat him by 10.
Oh, game over.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
It came on early.
Yeah,
that's over with.
But if he but with him being on the court, it's not that they're all of a sudden playing a zone defense and they're just going to lock him up, but at the same time they're going to favor LeBron more. Why? Because of it's LeBron James. So he's going to capture that attention and they're going to be like, all right, look, he came down. Make sure y'all know where LeBron at on the floor. That's the same stuff you see when they analyze stuff on TNT and ESPN and all that. They be like, you got to know where LeBron is at. So things can get hectic with him on the court. See that kind of stuff. If you playing, you know what I'm saying? Hey, where so and so at? Hey man, where Galladay at, man? Where he lined up at? All right, bet. All right, we gonna run our defense like this, but they to a degree would be spotlighting the receiver without spotlighting the receiver. It's like they should have that level.
Come on, man.
Be there off top. 2K will do that, and it'll be like, I mean, you will see dudes leave. Like when I play against teams like Golden State and all that, they will sell out on Steph Curry and Clay, and they'll make it so that other players got to get it. And I'm like, I see why they did that because it's them. I didn't make the adjustment,
man.
But I got the option to go in and make the adjustment. You see what I'm saying? But the game is
intelligent.
AI. Yeah, it's intelligent.
Think about this, guys. You have to get to a point where, and again, I'm not telling nobody how to do their job because again, every time me and Smitty talk, and we stand firm on this, I'm not talking at the developers. There's some uber talented developers on that Madden team that is currently there and was there. Like I said, Vic Lugo was on the Madden team. A-Dub, Anthony White is on the Madden team. Scanterbury is on the Madden team. Clint, I said it. Clint is on the Madden team, a guy who played in the trenches. It's a bunches upon bunches of guys that know they football and agree with us. Swami on the franchise team. Guys, the guy we talk about all the time, Deuce Douglas, guess what? Deuce Douglas has been down at EA with me before. It has nothing to do with any of that. That's why it's so frustrating, and that's why I'm getting to the point where I'm almost like, man, as much as I love football, and even though for whatever reason my channel is blocked in as a Madden channel, I gotta find a way to get away from it, man. I swear if it don't change, because it's like it's draining when you know the problem. That's the thing. Sometimes, Smitty, I wish we didn't. I sometimes wish that we were the sim standard from 10 years, like from when we first started. We never been to EA and we don't know.
Yeah.
At least that way, I don't know the truth. So I'm still trying to get answers. But when you have the answers, oh gosh, man.
But see, the problem is that eventually we would have found out the answer anyway.
Yeah,
it just would have took longer because the info's out there. Like it's on the street at this point. Like we all know what the problem is. So it's like it's just that it's not delivered, Look, how you got, I mean, I understand Scott OG and what he did with that system and all that. I don't know, man. It's very upsetting.
It's bad.
It's upsetting because it's like we should have. I don't know, man. I don't know because I'm telling you, 2K. If 2K21 comes out, not if. When I'm saying if. But what I mean by if is if 2K21 comes out on next gen,
they gonna hit
firing on all cylinders like how that alpha was alpha looking like that. Man,
y'all know why I believe it's gonna hit?
What, because of 14?
Listen, 2K, to my knowledge, ain't never stuck their chest out. I don't never recall 2K saying, wait until y'all see this.
That's a good point.
I don't recall it. Maybe they did, but I don't recall 2K ever. Oh, yeah. Wait, even when you fire up 2K21, right, and you watch a little piece of the 2K TV with Chris Mann and Alexis Morgan, whatever her name is, and they making such a distinction about, we got this on current gen, but next gen, like that, dog, I ain't never seen 2K do that. I never seen 2K stick their chest out like, yeah, y'all wait till y'all see.
That is a good point.
Bruh, they coming. They coming. And that's the only reason why I keep saying Madden gotta know that. The high ups, y'all got to know what the industry is doing. Y'all know y'all can't be caught with your pants down once again.
Yeah.
And it's like, what was even more frustrating, Smitty, is like, let's take NCAA, for example. Mm-hmm. It's like, not only have we all know the features in older games are there. I mean, we could go on for days and days. Smitty told y'all about the Madden. I forgot all about the board of directors. See what I'm saying? They had so much stuff.
Yeah. And that was 04.
04. But think about this. How many things have you seen, even in current modern day Madden and NCAA? This is the reference point I'm going to use, is NCAA, that the theory is there, but the game don't match it. Here's my point. NCAA, right? It always showed you the impact players. So wouldn't it have been cool if somebody would have, well, again, I'm not putting it on the developers, but to make the argument they may have made to the higher-ups. You know what we should do now? The game needs to also know who the impact player is. Not just the guy doing this. The game should know that. So the defense should know, oh, Lord. Oh, we going up against Lamar Jackson. Oh, God. Like, you see what I'm saying? Morale and all of this confidence. You see? Yeah. It's all there. But it's not there. EA, they the biggest magicians I've ever seen. They show it to you and they don't show it to you. How are two things right? How? It's there, but not there. Composure in NCAA. Yeah. Good start. So when you promoted Living Worlds, wouldn't something click to say, oh, we got to take that to the next level? Because you already had the idea. You had the idea back then. So much so that you even had the animation library where the receiver would be like, I can't hear you. And it's like, they got it all right there, man. They have it all. Again, I challenge y'all to go look at Madden right now. Go look in franchise and look at the stuff that they are showing you that really don't matter.
Yeah.
The idea is there. Big decisions don't matter.
Yeah,
because it's either high risk or not. It doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters. Oh, hey coach, I want to be a mentor. None of that stuff matters. Coach, how do you want to prepare for Von Miller? Do you want to slow him down, disregard it? Like, it's this.
It's like...
The theory is there, but the game doesn't give it to you. That is the most fascinating thing. I told Smitty this years ago when they had the hot and cold streaks. The idea is there, but they don't give it to you.
Yeah.
It's amazing, man. Y'all could tell how upset I am, man, about this. It's like, again, like I said, and I'm being open and transparent with you guys, man. I do YouTube because it's fun. I actually have fun cutting up the Madden videos and commentating. That's fun. But like I said, for whatever reason, I get more viewership when I do Madden stuff. And have y'all noticed I've been trying to get away from it? I started the Steelers thing. Every time I show any other game, ain't nobody watching it. I try to do it my league, ain't nobody. And let me tell you, as a YouTuber, and y'all should be able to respect this. That's you spend a lot of time, man, cutting up footage and all that stuff to not get any type of return. And again, it ain't just about the money. I'm not even trying to be a YouTube superstar. Like, I ain't trying to turn into a 500,000. If something like that happened, it does, but that ain't my aim. But dang, if I'm gonna spend so much time cutting up a My League video or whatever other game I'm playing, I would like to know that I have an audience that's viewing it. You know what I'm saying? It's too much time and effort to not get anybody. But it's a struggle, man. I'm almost to the point where I'm like, man, look. But like I said, I genuinely have fun doing the franchise videos because I know people enjoy it, and I make it, you know. But it's kind of like, you know, me and Deuce Douglas had the conversation before. It's like, dog, we like doing that by trade. Do you know how much more we could do if the game was deep? Oh my God. Yep, look, I'm not even going to tell the idea here because somebody would steal it. Yeah. Dog, y'all have no idea what my plan is, how I could merge Madden with the Steelers. Oh my God. Y'all, dog, if the game ever get there, y'all will see it and y'all will be like, oh my God, that's a crazy idea. Because I ain't seen nobody do it yet. But I can't. Because the game sucks. If it was head coach 09, like, maybe I could. I could have so much fun with this thing, man.
Yeah.
Like, but I just can't. And it's like, I love football. Y'all don't understand, man. That's my sport. And boxing. It just hurts. Like, I'm being 100% transparent, and people always say, man, why people keep playing? And it's the same reason, like, Smitty don't play, you know, in a league, but he'll fire it up from time to time because we all have the football urge. Now, if I had to buy it, yeah, I could, you know, I could keep myself from buying the game. I could reject that impulse, and I could still play it without buying it at some point, but it's tough, man. This is my sport of choice. And again, I give shout-outs to my guy Neff, who's in here, my guy, you know, VF, even Smitty, who can do it, you know, but I'll say Neff and VF probably do it a little more consistently than Smitty, but that can just continue to play the older games. I commend you because only reason why I can't do it is because games itself have graduated so far. Like, I play 2K21, and then I got to go play. I'm not going to say APF because APF is always a good time when I just play a game and I can get footage from it. But then I got to cut on Madden 04. Like I know, right? Graphically and even the way the players move is kind of like, oh, man. Just to get a good time, I shouldn't have to do that. I should be able to fire up an NFL game in 2020. I should be sitting on my hands like, oh my God, this next level game is gonna be so crazy. We should be saying that. We should literally be saying, dog, what they gonna do with that? This game's so dope. What they gonna do on next level? But here we are wondering if they're gonna get the simple things right. Man. Oh, look at this. Did y'all see Mahomes' numbers? I bet you it wouldn't be that way if I was playing all Madden. Oh, Smitty, I'm sick of it, man.
Hey, let them come out and be the same.
Oh, man. And then, look, here's the thing. We have spread our wings like so far to where we start finding out stuff we don't want to know. We hook up with dudes like Sabo, and Sabo tells you exactly why. Like, dog, this is why. If you was able to see the back end stuff, this is why that's happening. It's always gonna happen as long as that's there. And I'm like, for real? He said, dog, them sliders ain't never gonna, because it's stuff on the back end that's just governing things that you can't even fix. I'm like, man, see, I don't know, man, but again, dang, it's already 10:05. But like my man Tyrone said, man, let's go back and say, I'm gonna show you a little piece of his comment that I fully agree with, because y'all know I've been standing on this ledge. He said, I agree with that. He was just talking about, us explaining, what we want from the game. He says, hopefully they can add more intelligence in next gen. I haven't heard any news on that, but I know the NBA 2K21 is being built from the ground up using the latest technology. EA, who knows? That's what I've been saying all of these weeks and months. Y'all got to know that. And again, that goes back to the 2K sticking their chests out. Dog, do you think if that game won't gonna be up to par with what they have, they would be talking? And they built from the ground? Like, they're confident with a ground up build. Remember the last time something was built from the ground? From the ground, the okie doke that I fell for? Madden 06 on 360? 2K is basically saying, man, y'all go ahead and play the little 2K right now. You wait, you just wait. That's really what they doing. Mm-hmm. They about to slap y'all.
Yeah, they
they about to. Bad enough they keep stepping on EA launch. Like, them boys dropped in on September 4th. Yo, EA better start playing, man. 2K about to turn football fans into basketball fans. And then listen, it's not perfect.
They've been doing it.
It ain't
That's
perfect.
The thing.
We're not saying they perfect, but that to me, I can stomach. Okay, 2K allows me to stomach the video game issues because the game is so deep and is so much better on the court than Madden is on the field. Just my opinion, man. Some people don't agree with that, though, Smitty. Some people tell me I'm crazy. They say Madden is a better game.
Yeah, okay.
Madden's
the better game. Yeah, all right. Okay. That's a nice joke, but it definitely is not the better game, and that's the thing, like you said, and that's the thing. You had, what was it? One of the VPs, CEOs, whatever. 2K21 built from the ground up for next gen. It wasn't Scott OG. It wasn't Mike Wong. It wasn't anything. It was the CEO, like the head cats. Now this game gonna be built from the ground up. We're excited. We can't wait to show you guys what we done. I'm like, oh, gosh. And this was when they shown the trailer of Zion and everything when they did that. But you hear my man say that, like, yeah, this is gonna be from the ground up, and it's gonna be all that. So these dudes are starting from scratch. You know what I'm saying? So they start from scratch. Now look. Even though EA put out a CG trailer that was showcasing FIFA and Madden, what's jacked up is in that CG trailer, you still got the Madden players with the bent knees on purpose. So you telling me you about to come out on next gen,
man,
and you're gonna be coming out and they still can't walk properly? Like, and I know that's not like a huge, oh my gosh, that's a deal breaker. Like, no, it's not. But
it's huge.
The problem is that segues into, you still got all these simplistic problems that you've carried on for all these generations now, and you still haven't straightened it up. It's literally like you're not listening to any of us. Not the sim community, not even comp guys, none of that. You're not listening to nobody. You know what I mean? You're patching things and you're addressing some stuff here and there. I mean, look, you have my man Mad Scientist go on Twitter and straight up say, man, I'm done with Madden. In the meantime, we'll see what next gen got. Because they said that first update for the freaking franchise mode stuff ain't coming until November. I'm like, November? What y'all waiting that long for?
What was the patch that was supposed to happen today? Because I didn't see. Remember they kept saying, if you franchise, you probably should wait until the 10th to start. But I don't recall them.
No, because the rosters. That's mainly
it. That's what people were saying about the X factors and all of that.
Yeah. It's just the rosters. You didn't have that yet. That's all. No, you're not getting the stuff that was on that list. And you're not getting any of that stuff until not February, until November. That's going to be the first update.
Look at this boy, man. Let me tell you something, guys. And listen, I'm not saying I'm the only one who said it, but when I saw the Chiefs drafted Edwards-Helaire, I was like, oh boy. Look, y'all hope y'all been watching the game. This dude just scored a touchdown. He picked up right where he left off. This dude is gonna have a field day running this offense. Man, look, still a fan and all. I got a shirt on, got the stuff on in the back, got the hat on. We might be looking at the Super Bowl champs again. I'm gonna just be honest. Maybe not the champs, because somebody like old school Tom Brady might, bring them boys to the house. You never know, because they gonna have a stacked team
that's
too.
True. That's true, because they're gonna play for Tom.
They gonna have
Tom
a
Brady
stack. They got a stacked team, but it's a lot
Yeah.
of decent teams, here early. But you clearly looking at one of the best AFC teams already, man. That offense, if they show up their defense at all, this offense is nasty, man.
Yeah.
Nasty. And this boy is running that thing already. He already over 100 yards. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, guys. Hold on. What my man said? King Asco says
It's sad when Q has videos and commentary that's better than the product. Ha! That's
what I'm saying. And it's funny because people be like, yo, man. Well, even with my videos, he was like, yo, I'd rather listen to. I watch these just because of the commentary. It's better than. It's just.
That's sad though. I mean,
it is,
that's a good
man.
compliment, but that's sad though to be
Sad.
like the commentary is better than the game itself. Like that. That's terrible, man.
It's a sad day, folks. It's really a sad day. Kia says more coverages and air raid stuff coming this weekend. Yeah, and that's the thing. Let me say this, and Kia might be able to say this better than me, man. And hopefully he'll comment really quick before we close out. Listen, a lot of the stuff that we say, I know it's speaking for myself, and I can say Smitty also. A lot of the stuff that we say here tonight is from frustration. I don't want people to think that Madden is the worst game on the market. That's exactly why I said, look, I'll stand on this. None of them games that's coming, they ain't going to be better than Madden. They not. They not. I mean, that's my opinion, and y'all will have yours, but gameplay-wise, Madden is not horrible. It just has bad moments. Like I said, Kia has been doing a great job. I got to catch up on some of his videos, but he's been doing a great job showing you the principle stuff. Sure, he will do it again when the updates come. And when you look at that, Kia, I always tell this story. Kia was the first person that made me open my eyes to looking at more than just the problems in Madden 11. Because we used to bash Madden, and Kia used to be like, guys, some of the stuff that y'all talking about actually is there, just don't. I was like, no way. But then I started looking at it like, well, you know what? They do got some things in there. So my point is, when you break it down like that, there are principles in the game. There are coverage rules in the game. There's even some AI moments in the game. But the problems with Madden, and I think Smitty and I both went over it tonight, too mechanical. Kia would tell you that as well. It's too scripted in terms of, if it's cover 2, you're going to do this. If it's cover 3, you're going to do it, regardless of who's there. Watch your cornerback even when ain't nobody on his side. Call cover 2. Watch what he does. Call cover 3. Watch what he does. Nobody's on his side. Watch how the linebackers drop. Like, there's no artificial intelligence where they're recognizing what's going on. Watch the little hitch step when they realize it's a run and they got to do this little pop thing, and then it's like, it's so mechanical in those areas. The physicality is not on every player. Physics is not running all the time. It's too many. The biggest problem with Madden, 2 big problems, but in my opinion, if you fix this problem, it opens the game up completely. Get rid of 2-man sequenced animations that are forced. Get rid of it. It's on the D line and offensive line. It's on the DBs and wideouts. And a lot of times you'll see it in some tackles. I say some because I will continue to say this. tackling is the most organic part of Madden when they let it play out. Because there's other times when it's the canned one. You know the one when the guy gets held up and they do the little dance and then he leans forward and his one foot is caught and the whistle is already blown. That's a canned one. But there are physics tackles in the game too, which blows my mind. I'm like, why isn't it always on? Turn physics on everywhere. Get rid of the two-man drawn together sequences. You got a totally different football game. Then you can fix the little stuff like key addresses and coverage. Fix this, fix the AI here, fix the AI there. And we talking about a completely different game. That's why it's so frustrating. Just from a gameplay standpoint. Come on, man. Well, like I said, it ain't the worst. You can find enjoyment in the game depending on how you play it. But when you get into them situations, when you go out there online and somebody found the cheese, there ain't nothing you can do to stop it. Oh, and what about that? See, I don't even want to go down that road because we way over time, but I will just say it, but I won't even discuss it. What about the hot fix they did for the whole quick snapping that everybody's talking about that they broke? Now, I would have never found it because in our league, it's funny how we put out a rule in our league some years ago. Who knew that it was going to turn out that we need that rule? Because now, for you guys that don't know, the competitive players and guys online, they'll put a guy in motion and quick hike. Oh, yeah. Now, what they've done, trying to quote unquote fix something, you can only do that in zone. So if somebody's in zone coverage, they can put a guy on motion, hike it, and it tells you right away that they're running zone. You can't do it in man. If they're in man, they have to get all the way across. So basically, they built in a tail. Funny thing is, I would have never known that, especially in our league, because we don't allow you to put a guy in motion and then hike the ball when he's behind the. We don't allow that. So we would have never known that. You see what I'm saying? That's why, again, that is why competitive and quote-unquote cheese players are good too, because they expose problems that we might not even know about. But that's it, man.
That's crazy.
That's super nuts. Hold on. Kia says, let's read. Given that the offense back is a nightmare, he's going to run against so many light boxes. The closest off. Oh, okay. You talk about the Chiefs. He said that is why one-play touchdown plays exist. When a player knows that a certain defender is always going to react giving away to a route, guys find ways to manipulate and bust the part. Yeah, man. And look, guys, Kia, y'all know his football acumen, just like y'all know the rest of us, how we break down stuff. But this man has coached and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he would tell you the same way I would tell you from being on the field. There is never a time that I covered a play the exact same way from the strong safety position. Never. I might have had an idea, but I never did it the exact same way. You know what I did? Human nature made me say, "Hey, man, on last time they ran a little inside. I know I'm supposed to be playing here, but I'm going to step over here. Just let me get one quick step here first so I'll be..." Dog, it's just, come on, man. Just like 2K could have progressive fatigue, which is phenomenal throughout the year. What about having progressive AI? Woo, that's a thought. That's a thought. That's an idea we've thrown out there. That guys get better. Steelers fans, a Devin Bush gets better in week 17 now that he's no longer quote-unquote a rookie. I don't know, man. We don't know what we be talking about, Smitty. We can go. I know the family is waiting for me anyway. But anything else you want to throw out there, man, before we roll out?
No, that's it, man. That's it. Like, we always appreciate y'all coming through, hanging out here with us and everything, man. But yeah, games got to get better on that next gen platform, bro. For real, real.
Got to.
It's got to. 2K coming with it. And that's the thing, like what Sim said, that's a very good point. because they usually don't poke their chest out at all. And to see them come out and be like, oh man,
They definitely don't show
like,
us nothing early.
yeah.
Never.
So
And
it's
Ronnie
like,
said that was actual gameplay.
what? Oh,
Supposedly.
that Zion.
Zion.
Yeah, they said. I mean, they said that was that alpha build, like alpha build footage, and I mean, I can believe that because of 2K14, like that back then, I didn't believe that was gameplay until you saw the trailer, like the first legit trailer, and I'm like, oh snap, no, that was the game. It looks different here, but it's like this is the game. Like in a good way, it looked different, and it's like, yeah, if that's next gen looking like that, Zion looking like that, oh my god.
Still ain't got jersey pulls, but you'll see them actually. If y'all noticed that, now, small thing, me and Smitty saw that probably 4 years ago when they first started implementing the DB. You know, one of the devs took us to his station and I noticed that. I said, yo, look at his hands. Pay attention to
yeah.
the DBs. The DBs adjust their fingers and everything. So if you can do that, you know what else you should be able to do? Grab. So why can't we pull a jersey by now? A reach tackle. Come on, man. Don't ever say that Smitty, myself, Azure, Shop, all of the people that y'all know, don't ever say we ain't went down there with ideas. And the craziest thing about it is the devs agree. That's yo, devs telling us like, man, I had to cut my feature. Oh, man. Let me get out of here before I say something I ain't supposed to. Before I say something I'm not supposed to. Let's go.
Okay, there you go.
No, I was just saying, let me get out of here before I say something I'm not supposed to.
Yeah. All right. Well,
But all right,
you guys.
I have to run because my son is waiting for me to make him popcorn. You know, I got one of them actual popcorn machines, you know, the one just like the movie theater. And I promised him that, so we letting him stay up a little bit later only because, you know, this virtual school don't start till 9. So he's waiting for that. So I got to get out of here. But that's it, man. Anything else, Smitty?
No, that's it, man. Y'all have a great week. You know, thanks a lot for coming through and hanging out. We will see you guys on the next one.
Catch y'all next week, man. And
just
have fun, man. You know, enjoy your games. And again, if you playing Madden, play Madden. You know, I'm gonna probably still play it. You know, it's just like I said, you could do two things at once. You could be